So here's the thing. We did not monetize our videos. That means that everything from attracting viewers to our videos to making the money off of them is left up to us.
Why don't you do us a favor and tell your friends and family about our channel, because we're sure that they know someone that will love our content.
And since you're here, make sure you buy us a coffee at the link below. Each coffee prop donates $3 to this channel, and all the money donated will go towards content on and off of this channel.
Also on our Ko-fi page, check out our shop where you can watch the unedited versions of commercial breaks and buy cool merchandise we made ourselves. Mostly.
And if that's not enough, what if we told you that those who gave to the channel will get a mention at the end of each video? So visit the link below and help support this channel through the power of a cup of coffee.
And to those already donating, thank you for supporting the channel. And with that, let's begin.
Hello, David Afro here, and I'm here with Christine to present to you with every logo combo from the 1991 American adaptation of In a Child's Name. Of course, before we begin videos like these, we need to set a brief background of this show. So Christine, why don't you start us off?
Thanks, David. Our story begins in the late 1950s with an advertising campaign for an Italian chocolate brand, which our lovely researcher on duty, Marcy, was unable to identify. She was able to identify the creator's name, which was Dario Vasco, a former child actor, model, musician, and basketball player based in Barcelona, Spain. That all met behind him when he pursued a job at an advertising agency in Rome in the hopes that they would boost on his art career. Unfortunately, Vasquez would end up experiencing the opposite with his campaign, as after 4¼ years of creating it, the chocolate company declared bankruptcy and closed down for good, leaving Vasquez with the characters he created for the campaign, especially its mascot, Angela summarily. Campaign materials established Angela to be a young and vibrant woman that had spent most of her life living off the elements. One day, after saving the life of a badger, a mysterious figure would give her the power to dispense chocolate from her hair, and that's what most advertisements show her doing as Angela goes around Italy and surrounding countries to advertise products for the chocolate company.
But anyway, back to Vasquez. As he counted the payment for a new job, a long-distance friend in Belgium would invite him to come to a revival meeting at a church. Reluctant, Vasquez would choose to go, but that only led him to see the Scoochins. An author, illustrator, and the head of his own book packaging company, Scoochins was also finding himself behind the 8 ball, as the authors that published with him were moving their contracts with other publishing companies. In addition, he was also having a hard time getting books he made himself on the market. That's when, just as the revivals getting ready to end, Scoochins would pop the question to Vasquez on if he wanted to work with him. Vasquez was going to ask a similar question but accept Scoochins' offer, and the very next day, the two would create a book series that saw Angela coexisting with Scoochins' characters.
So this Preston-based book series follows Angela's family, which consists of her parents Joe and Francis Sildana, and her sister Teresa Sildana, the latter 3 of which were created by Scoochins. Jerry, Angela's love interest, would also round out the character lineup. Each book saw the family solve problems in a sitcom-esque yet biblical approach. Contrary to its religious aspect, this book series ended up being popular with readers across Western Europe.
That's right, Christine. One reason for this book series' success had to do with the tactics used by IP holders Ratchkuzi Industrien and V when they promoted it. In addition to creating and distributing the book series, Ratchkuzi would lease third-party companies the rights to make products that featured their characters. As a result, merchandising ranging from apparel, stationery, electronics, music, and the like would feature Angela, her family, and friends.
Oh, and don't forget, the franchise also had its own radio program. It ran for 3½ decades and saw Angela narrate the many anecdotes she and her family encountered. The program would eventually serve as the basis for the franchise's first American exposure, and linking sitcom from the 1970s. Unfortunately, because it was so short-lived, Marcy was unable to find enough information on this show. Likewise, neither her friend nor our celestial tape librarian Abigail was able to find an episode of the series. However, Marcy was able to figure out who played Angela in that sitcom. She was Different Strokes star Dana Plato, who was just a 5th season away from taking on the role of Kimberly in the program when she did this obscure sitcom. Marcy also found that the sitcom was produced for the then singing Darwin 4-star television by Craig Hughes and an employee of the former. According to Marcy's research, it was the lattermost person's idea to produce the show after hearing an episode of the annual program we mentioned earlier. He told Disney Guide that he felt that he could translate its impact for American television, though unforeseen circumstances, including Nikki's treatment of the show, ended up proving him wrong. Despite the show's flop, 4-Star would pick up North American adaptation rights to the franchise, passing those on to its son.
Back on the other side of the Atlantic, Fictitious was looking to adapt their book series into a TV series once again. However, they felt that Belgium lacked opportunities for them, so they decided to set their sights on Germany. That's where executive for German public broadcaster ARD told them that they'd be happy to remake the NBC sitcom for their network. And come 1983, a new sitcom featuring Angela and her family would debut on the German public broadcasting, airing on there for a decade and a half.
Now the series may have enjoyed 15 years on the air, though it wasn't always smooth sailing. You see, towards the end of the second season, they threatened Fictitious that they were going to cancel the series in response to declining ratings. That meant that for the next few episodes, the writers had to give their all, and that's when they decided Teresa was getting a boyfriend. The earliest episodes featuring this love interest depict him as charming and outgoing, though all that changed as the third season progressed. After a honeymoon leaves Teresa married, Angela concludes that her partner was behind this, though Teresa would tell her to stay out of this. However, her partner starts becoming more and more withdrawn from her, and it would be one night after a massive verbal altercation when he eventually beats Teresa to death. It wouldn't be until days later when someone discovers her body wrapped up in a rug lying by the side of the road. Teresa's partner was arrested in connection to the discovery, though that was only part of the nightmare. After battling with the spouse's parents in court, Angela and Jerry would win custody of the couple's only son. Episodes from there on saw Angela do the same for other families like her love home around Europe and giving her testimony to others in a similar situation. Despite the new format, episodes similar to the old ones are also the norm.
Now, people first saw the story arc as a sign that the series had jumped the shark, though the only reason why it was so popular was that it touched on subject matters that were considered taboo for German television. The arc warranted the series 4 to 5 more years on the air, and numerous adaptations across Europe. Even ARD themselves was fascinated by the show's newfound success, as in 1986, they announced that they were acquiring Fictitious from Vasquez and Skujins. Despite this, the two continued to contribute new content until their respective retirements in 2019 and 2007. The last time Marcy checked in with them, she learned that Vasquez is still alive and kicking, while Skujins had passed in 2016.
2 years after took over Fictitious, the broadcaster would transfer its assets over to WIN. For those unfamiliar with them, World International Network, or WIN for short, was a joint venture of 17 to 19 broadcasters and distributors across the planet, hence its name. Naturally, however, was one member of this consortium and would use WIN to represent Fictitious and other properties owned by them that they felt couldn't live up to their more popular offerings. WIN, which had operated solely as a licensing firm from its 1985 inception until 1988, when they moved into the movie production and distribution, immediately took Fictitious and merged it with another book packaging company. Based in Paris and founded by the Dublin-born Jonathan Kilpatrick, a former singer-songwriter, the company made books and comic strips as well that mainly featured Kilpatrick's flagship character. They were Marilyn and Astrid, a mother and daughter duo whose patriarch for some reason is missing. Because of this, the writers for Angela Stickham decided to integrate Marilyn and Astrid into the series. In it, they gave them a backstory revealing that Marilyn was an ex-wife of Teresa Stout.
And with regards to both companies, they continued to operate under that combined banner until WIN made that company and they debuted in 1990. 1990 also happened to be the year the theme song to Angela Sitcom was released. Madami's Liebde, which is German for Damn I Love You, was written and performed by the show's composer, Matthias Rem, through Fictitious' music division, pick up the Potentia Records NV. The song started out as a moderately slow piano instrumental accompanied by strings. However, Rem would turn the song into a new wave slang artist show for the score on Angela advocating for people whose situations similar to Teresa's. He also added lyrics that, somewhat, reflected Angela's dedication for Teresa. In 1989, Rem worked with Bird Direct on turning the song into a single. After shopping around, record label Polydor would pick up the single and release it in April of the following year. It went on to top the charts in 7 different countries, while also tying with ODM's Reverence and Backlog for the most time spent on the official German chart. The song also helped give way for the American adaptation of Love. It all started with Danny Wiggington, one of the show's executive producers, with touring Europe. For 78% of his time in Europe, that song was pretty much all he heard. After hearing it on hotel loudspeakers one day, he asked the clerk about it. The The part told him everything he needed to know about the song, from its upbringing to its usage in Angela's sitcom.
At $90 request, the clerk gave him a tape that mainly contained episodes from the show's custom-to-case story arc as he watched it one Sunday. A project he was working on at the time would enter his head. The project, entitled In a Child's Name, was based on a true crime book detailing the case with similar parallels, and that's when Legion Ho decided to integrate Angela and her companions into his project. The project's name comes from the book that inspired the true crime novelist Peter Manfred's book. Following the success of the 4-hour pilot, the franchise renamed itself to match the name of that series throughout the 90s. All other adaptations, including the Jordan series, followed suit. And speaking of the book, while most characters retain their original names and personalities, some characters, including Teresa's spouse named Kenneth Taylor for this adaptation, and other essential key characters took new names and in some cases personalities from the book. In addition, the pilot changed particular details from the story arc so that they conformed to the learner of inspiration. For example, in the German sitcom, Angela would not know of the other wives of Teresa's spouse until later in the series. In the pilot, the scene shows Angela contacting the member of that camp.
With regards to trivia, In a Child's Name starred Valerie Bertinelli as Angela Cimarelli, Michael Ontuki as Kenneth Taylor, Christopher Melody as Sherry Cimarelli, Timothy Carhart as Lieutenant Robert Fosk, and Carla Tamborelli as Teresa. The two-parter pilot was produced by Wicketail and Helen Verno for four-star successor, New World, which is, once again, Angela's North American agent, with Tom McLaughlin directing a screenplay furnished by Bill Phillips and Charles Rocker. The two-part miniseries made its debut on CBS over 2 nights in the week of November 17, 1991. Both nights brought very significant ratings for the Tiffany Network. Part 1 scored a 17.8 rating and a 27 share, which made it the highest-rated program of its time slot. The highest-rated program of that night was that with 60 minutes, and Part 2 taking home a 21.9 rating over a 33 share, which made it the highest-rated program both that night and that week. And I have to say, that miniseries owes its status to the unwavering commitment of Valerie Bertinelli's character.
No, it's because the miniseries deviated from most movies of the era.
No, it was successful because of the scene when Ken's parents discovered they were sleeping at the crime scene.
No, the cuteness factor of the child actors was the movie's claim to fame.
No, it was
Stop it. We don't care about what made the miniseries so iconic. We may be on YouTube, but we really don't have all day,
Sorry. Anyway, In a Child's Name was a big hit for the iNetwork, and it spawned an hour-long television program. Besides the producers of the two-part pilot, Bertinelli's manager, Jack Grossbart, and his partner, Joan... that's the wrong photo, lol. Okay, that's better. Joan Barnett would join in on the show's production, and also marked the debut of the show's theme song, sung in English until the release of the 3rd episode. The series began airing the succeeding year on said network every other Saturday, and that brings us to our logos. For some odd reason, in an approach similar to another CBS program, Walker Texas Ranger, the banding plates for Wynn and Rosemont Barnett Productions were missing from the first episode's logo contest, despite them producing the series since the first regular episode, and were not added in until the 2nd and 3rd episodes respectively. We will also look at the logo seen at the miniseries, which solely consisted of the New World logo. And with that, let's begin.
Now we come to Season 2, which premiered in September of 1992. Around this time, Bertinelli decided to expand her presence on the show by signing on as a producer alongside her former production partner, Ethel Jeff. Under Bertinelli's watch, Warner sold out episodes resembling the German sitcom's old format during the season. The season also saw Teresa make a comeback to the Silvano family, albeit as an apparition. The only aging unconceived, remember, this is a fact-based proceeding. Bertinelli and Jack's vanity card consisted of the company's name in front of a picture of Bertinelli's cat that was retired in the third season when Jack dissolved his partnership with Bertinelli to start a company with Howard Bronstein. The company he founded with Bronstein produced the show from said season until 2012, sharing a screen with Bertinelli's own company for the first 2 years.
Also, in the third season, New World Television became New World Entertainment, so you'll get to see the new logo reflecting the change. Then in the following season, you'll see the addition of Dan Wicketo's own vanity card. So let's get back into the logos, and we'll see you on the other side with an update.
And we're back. So in 1995, when founder Larry Gershwin sold the company to Howard and the company's British partner, which happened to be acting, French Central Television Commitment. The company became Hamden Entertainment, with Gershwin reviving the Win name and logo for another company. As such, the combo coming up will reflect this change. Also, did you know the show had just moved production to British Columbia?
All of that aside, you will also see separate vanity plates for Bertinelli Productions and Jaffe Bronstein Films, a new logo for the latter, and updated logos for New World and CBS.
Around the succeeding logo combo's time, the show started to gain a child audience. It is unknown what caused this, but executives claimed that it was due to the series, which was now half an hour, taking on more lighthearted storyline. Taking advantage of this New World successor 20th Century Fox, whose logo you'll see in just a moment, announced that they were releasing a theatrical animated film in the summer of 1997. Picking up from a season 6 story arc, it saw Angela rush a long-distant friend to the hospital to deliver her first child, all while being met by old foes. Now, the Jumbo Pictures animated feature was a massive flop, but home video sales helped the series do episodes that explored the movie's plot even further, and who can forget the song playing during the end credits.
It's a company. It's a company. It's a company. It's a company.
Now, considering the combo used during this era, you'll see two versions. Version 1 will mark the debuts of the new Handum and CBS logos, and as Christine said, 20th Century Fox replaces New World in producing a child's name, so you'll see their logo in version 1. Version 2 is a carbon copy of version 1, albeit Handum and Fox's logos are slightly different, so let's get into those combos.
In 1999, Central Television, now a part of fellow IP Regent Carlton at London, brought out of his shares in Hamden. As a result, Hamden hid Carlton's American division and took on Carlton's branding. The following logo combo and its variant will mark the debut of Carlton America's logo, so we'll now get into that.
Welcome to my birth decade! Now in 2001, Lifetime acquired the rights to air new episodes of In Child's Day, which was slowly starting to return to a format similar to the one used in Season 2 from CBS. As many people know, the show, especially its two-part pilot, Bert and Ellie happened to be a big staple of dormant-oriented cable net, so this move helped the network strengthen its relationship with the two.
Now in the moment, you'll see the logo combo used at the time and the variant is formed. It's pretty much the same as the previous combo, albeit there's no limited under the Japanese logo and Lifetime tacked on their logo. Okay, let's go.
Now, the show has approached its first rebranding. On camera, the show would take on a new theme song to reflect its return to its roots in drama. Composed by the South African duo Touch of Class, no relation to this group. The rebranding takes inspiration from the redirected rebranding made in 1989. Then Cease's take on the theme song would have been used as the basis for that rebrand. The rebranding introduced in 2004 was much grungier and dramatic. For some reason, Touch of Class wouldn't release the song as a single until 2019. But speaking of which, the show was starting to dabble into themes like terrorism, the impact of natural disasters, drunk driving, and the like. Also, the 14th season would mark the departure of Andrew Cimarelli, who had passed in a drunk driving incident.
Concerning the combos, which no longer featured the ending theme playing over them, the combo introduced in Season 14 marked the debut of two new companies. Front Street Pictures had been providing Canadian production services for the show since the season prior. Camelot Productions handled that job before that season, and Ghana America to replace its Carlton as producer following their parents' merger date. Also, that season independent places Burnett as Grossbart's producing partner. The following will therefore reflect that. And did we mention Lifetime gets a new logo as T-Base departs from the show?
We will also present combos used during the 16th and 17th seasons. Both combos featured the Grossbart Kent and Jaffe Bronstein logos switching places. A new Lifetime logo, and, regarding the 17th season, a redesigned logo for 20th Century Fox. We will dive into those logos right now.
No, I just turn and go. Oh, no, babe. I just turn and go. Oh 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 no, babe.
Now we come to the show's second design. The conveying father showing with the left letter and woman
Combo coming up, and what you tell little toys in fans about stocks, OZ options. Also, it has new workouts. Take a look.
Now, a year before the preceding Congo debut, Jack Bernstein Films was partially acquired by In this combo to build Unity PG logo appears above that of Fictitious videos, which replaces branded out American and producer the child's name following it.
Also around that time, a Canadian W network, who's been serving as the child's name Canadian home since its 1995 inception, was sought out as a producing partner to the series, so you'll be seeing their logo join the roster of production companies. Now there are two domestic variants for this combo: Lifetime's version, which plays out like the combos above, and W Network's version, which has the Lifetime and W Network logos switch place. The international presses have both logos removed. You want to see them? Here they are!
Now that we're 2 years into the 2010s, let's unpack the 3 combos used in that decade.
Combo 1, used only for Season 22, features a new logo for Front Street Pictures, the disappearance of Jaffe Bronstein, and the debut of ITV Studios America.
Combo 2, which spawns Season 23 to 26, has the Front Street Pictures logo shortened, a new Life logo, and a new 20th Century Fox logo.
And Combo 3, used for the rest of the show's run, had ITV Studios America become ITV Entertainment. We'll be viewing those logos right now.
And after 29 seasons, the show would air its final episode on May 26th, a day that happens to hold a special place in Mars's heart.
Oh, thank you, Kristen.
Of 2020 a lifetime, you might ask yourself, did the pandemic bring on the show's cancellation? Well, no, you see, while it was popular in its own right, a big problem with the show was Angela's personality. If you watched every episode dating back to the 90s, you learned that she had this energetic and optimistic personality that usually tended to get on people's nerves.
Angela's bubbly personality spawned people to make anti-parodies of both the show and Angela herself. One famous parody from 2001 flashed back to her days as a chocolate spokesperson. In addition, references to iconic lyrics from In a Child's Name, including the luminol scene that rounded out the first part of the pilot, also rounded out that parody.
The parodies were one thing, but with the advent of technology, the internet, and of course YouTube, it started to become more and more honest as the content came out.
Yeah, it would be in 2017 when this meme blew up that Lifetime decided to nail the final nail in the coffin. Despite Lifetime giving up on In a Child's Name, in 2021, following news that the COVID-19 vaccine is now available, the network commissioned an HTML5 game featuring Angela, Jerry, and the kids, and saw the former face many obstacles and hurdles just to get a vaccine passport for the kids. The Super Mario Bros. Game was a flashback to the early CBS era Seasons 2 program, and also has many parallels to the 1997 movie. Therefore, the game ignored the continuity of post-Season 5. The 12-level game gives you the option to play by yourself or with others. In addition, you can save your progress to your computer or phone drive, so you won't have to start over unless you want to.
When the game first hit Lifetime's website, many speculated that In a Child's Name was making a comeback. Lifetime promptly denied this. However, news articles claimed that they'd been talking with IT and became In a Child's Name's North American agent via their 2019 acquisition of Fox's film and television production and cable entertainment unit about producing a In a Child's Name series. Now, whether or not those claims are valid, it seems like there's a good reason for the franchise to return to the States, as I think it has been having success with their own adaptation of the series, which debuted in 2019. As for Origin, they've been following suit with their own within the subsequent year, and I have to tell you, both programs are recent in their own right.
Well, you called it, Christine. But anyway, that will do it for this logo rundown. We hope this video was of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.